Hard for anybody to lose a game like that. I know my hat's off to George Wythe and Coach Burns and his kids. Champions never quit. They never quit in this game. We had to hang on for dear life. We fought to try to keep them from getting back ahead of us. Couldn't get away from them. Thought it was a big turnaround to start the second half. We had a miraculous half-court shot by Q over here, with left-handed, by the way, which I thought was unbelievable. Thought we were in pretty good shape. Came out with a different kind of game plan to start the second half, and next thing you know, we could let them get confidence. They didn't quit. They fought back, and it was a dogfight the rest of the way. But my hat's off to our seniors. They're not in here. They were just DJ Baylor made those two huge free throws at the end, trying to get the ball in bounds to Q, but I knew it was going to be tough, and we knew DJ would be wide open coming up the lane, hit DJ, and he stepped up there and knocked him down, which was big. But then, even then, they got off a three-point shot and made it, and thank goodness they didn't call a foul there.
Questions?
Q, just talk about me, 29 points, and it seemed like Radford needed every one of your 29 points. Just talk about your performance. I mean, you made big shot.
Well, Coach called the play 14, and Miles came up and set the screen, so they didn't really help off as much. If they did help off, then I dished it off to Miles, and they didn't really help off, so I had the shot. And other than that, we played White. Teammate hit me with the ball, hit the shots.
So can you tell me about the shot before halftime? Is that something you practice in the course all the time? Or?
No, not really. My right hand was off, so I just shot it with the left. Can't hit.
Coach Rick, this is one for the thumb. On the other hand, this is 6. Do you put this in perspective, the fact that 6 state championships back-to-back?
Well, it's actually it's 5 state championships, and they haven't. This is the first one back to back. But what I tell people is it took 27 years to win the first one. So you hang around this long enough, maybe you'll get lucky and get one. But now it's kind of a situation where it's so expected. The kids expect it. There's a lot of pressure through the year. The community expects it. That's okay. This one was particularly hard for me personally. It was because of the opponent. I'm a Bobcat now. I've been in Radford longer than I have George Wythe, but I learned the game of basketball in George Wythe down on the town courts right beside the pool at Withersfield. That's where I learned the game of basketball and the feel for the game. And I can tell you names like Pig and Nuke and Bandy, and I can go on and on and on about people that taught me how to play the game and the feel for the game. And but really, this is not just a one-person thing. I've got the best coaching help. We've been together since 2009. We haven't had a single coaching change since 2009. I don't know many high schools from 8th grade up. I don't know that there's many high schools can say that, and we're consistent at every level, and I think that's as big a part of it. And then we have kids that just really buy in. They know what's expected. They know what we're looking for year in and year out, and they put us in positions to do this. I think all of us knew we lost 5 seniors. 4 of them played a ton. The 5th one played some. We weren't expected to be back in this game, but these guys wouldn't let us not be back in the game. So, it's a lot of people. This is not just 5 state champions. If it takes 27 years to win the first one, you're not too good to start with.
Coach, all that being said, how does it feel? How does it feel to wrap it up, man?
It feels great. It really does. But it's almost bittersweet because I want Coach Burns to have one. I really do. He deserves one. He's a good guy for the game of basketball. He's a class act, and but I don't want him to be against us, and that's what I told you. I want him to have one, but he can't be against us because that's But anyway, it's kind of bittersweet. But we're both competitive people, right down to the end. That thing went right down to the end. I mean, a shot that possibly put it within one if there any more. The clock just didn't run out fast enough for us.
When I talked to you with Terry McClure when you were starting the conference tournament, you look back on the Northside game that you lost a few weeks before and said that kind of knocked you back a little bit to wind out of your sails. But since then, you won your final 11 games, correct?
That's correct.
So just talk about what, after that Northside loss, and the players here can, speak on it too, just what, transpired after that.
I'm gonna let them. I'd like for Miles or Q to talk about the Northside loss because they just smacked us in the mouth right out the gate. So I don't know that one woke us up, but and I challenged us in the newspaper. I didn't think we were tough enough to play that team. I didn't think we were mature enough to play that basketball team, and I think it kind of ticked our guys off a little bit. I hope it did, but especially since we're sitting here now like we are. But you guys talk about that Northside game.
Very nice. Go first, go ahead.
That game kind of just made us all mad, and we came together and really just said that was the end, and that nothing like that would happen again, and we all had to come together to do that.
Miles, kind of like to ask Coach, I mean, so now to have that motivation and to bring it all the way to this point, to hang on by 1 point, what does it mean to you guys?
It's really important. Everybody, all the fans and all that, they showed a lot of love, and we just appreciate it.
What's it like actually having that? I mean, it seemed like the whole town of Radford was in the stands today. What was it like having that?
It's really important. It shows that they really care about us, and we care about them. We're one big family in Radford.
So Miles, last year you were kind of thrust in after Blake hurt his foot right before halftime, state championship game. You had to step in and play more minutes than you usually had. Just tell me, how did that experience help you coming into this year where you have a bigger role and you weren't so wide-eyed and you were able to play, and contribute in a big way?
Yeah, that moment just made me really grow up and made moments like tonight just not feel as pressured as they would be, and it wasn't as hard to get used to.
Coach, when you hear these guys talk like this, I mean, just how nice is it, again, to be able to have gotten it done when all the hard work has been put in?
There's a lot of dedication here, and that whole locker room. The thing about it, this starts in the weight room. Miles, our strength coach, that's standing back there, and one of my assistant coaches, best around, Ben Fisher. They start lifting. They'll start in April, and he does an outstanding job. He gets, Miles has grown how many inches, Miles, since last year?
2 to 3.
Yeah, and it just keeps growing, just keeps shooting up, and putting strength on and knowing how to put strength on with that, I think has been huge. Q, he took some licks tonight. I think his body's continuing to get stronger. I love what he said in the Roanoke Times today about how true point guards hate to score like this. Okay, they don't really like that. He doesn't like to score like this. I'm telling you, he would much rather distribute, see other players get going. That's who he is, and that's the honest to goodness truth. And but he, before the game, there's certain games he's got to score in. He had 49 against Blacksburg or was it 49, 46? 40, he don't even know. 46 against, and that's the truth, guys. He had 46 against Blacksburg, and we won by 2 points, and we needed all 46. And just like tonight, we needed all 29. It's just, it's a great feeling. It's great to continue to knock on the door and have a chance, and to have the great support we have. Our administrators are back there, and they do such a great job supporting us. Our community backs us. We do things first class at Radford. When we get to make this trip, it's done the right way. We stay in nice places. We eat good. We charter, and it's all because of the community support and our administrative support.
Q, just talk about the fourth quarter, because every time they scored, you came back down and facilitated and scored a basket or helped Miles get a basket. Just talk about the fourth quarter, because they just kept the pressure on you, but each time y'all responded.
Well, like Coach said, we really weren't getting stops. I don't really like to, but I had to score since we weren't getting stops. And Miles came up big with some big layups, although he's passing up some. Didn't really work out well. And then as the game went on, we got stops. Big important stops and steals. DJ had big free throws.
Anything else? Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So when you say Coach eat good,